The Leaning Tower of Pisa is one of the most recognizable structures in the world. It is a freestanding bell tower constructed as part of the cathedral complex in Pisa, Italy. Work began in 1173 and continued for almost 2 centuries. The tower quickly became a symbol of the city and a popular tourist destination. However, it is the tower's infamous lean that truly sets it apart. The tower's tilt was apparent from the early stages of construction. It was caused by a combination of factors, primarily the unstable subsoil upon which it was built. The foundation, a mere 3 meters deep, was inadequate for the tower's weight and the soft, shifting ground beneath. The soil, a mixture of clay, sand and shells, could not provide a stable base. As the tower grew taller, the lean became more pronounced. By the time the 3rd story was completed, the tilt was significant enough to cause concern. Construction was halted for almost a century as authorities grappled with the problem. Various solutions were proposed, but none proved feasible at the time. When work eventually resumed, the engineers attempted to compensate for the lean by making the upper floor slightly taller on one side. This resulted in the tower having a slight curve, but it did not stop the lean from worsening. Over the centuries, the tower continued to settle unevenly, and the tilt gradually increased. By the 20th century, it was clear that without intervention, the Leaning Tower of Pisa would eventually collapse. Throughout the 20th century, various attempts were made to stabilize the tower and reduce its lean. Most of these efforts proved unsuccessful, and in some instances actually worsened the situation. One such attempt involved injecting concrete into the foundation, but this only served to make the foundation more rigid and increase the stresses on the structure. Another attempt involved attaching steel cables to the tower and anchoring them to the ground. However, this proved ineffective in halting the lean and created unsightly visual intrusions on the historic structure. By the 1990s, the tower's tilt had reached a critical point, and it was feared that it was on the verge of collapse. The Italian government, recognizing the cultural and historical significance of the monument, assembled a team of international experts to devise a plan to save the tower. This team, led by the renowned engineer Michel Jamielkowski, faced a daunting challenge: to stabilize the tower without compromising its historical integrity or its unique character. The team considered various options, including completely dismantling the tower and rebuilding it on a more stable foundation. However, this was deemed too risky and would have robbed the tower of its historical authenticity. Instead, they opted for a more innovative and less invasive approach: soil extraction. This technique involved carefully removing small amounts of soil from beneath the raised side of the tower. This subtle removal of soil caused the tower to gradually settle back towards a more upright position. To further aid the process, engineers installed a series of underground anchors and counterweights. These measures helped to distribute the tower's weight more evenly and prevent further movement. The project was a resounding success,